How did the connection with Mike Shinoda come about? Because you were on the We Major mixtape, right? And then you went on tour with him?
Right. Ryu and Styles of Beyond. Cheap Shot, Vin Scully, Talk. They were down with Mike since back in the day, since before Linkin Park was a thing. Mike patterned a lot of his rhyme style after Styles of Beyond. Like Mike's rhyme style comes from Styles of Beyond, the way those guys rapped. Like
that's what I was gonna say too. Is like, you know, his sound is like more mainstream because of Linkin Park, but if you look at his rhymes, he's underground, bro. Like the way that
Styles of Beyond. Let's make it real clear. And I'm cool with Mike. Mike's cool, but he's the clone of Ryu and Talk. He patterned his style after Ryu and Talk.
What was it like working with Mike?
Mike's cool. Mike's cool. Mike is just, I think Mike's been in Hollywood so long, it's hard to get raw, genuine shit from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if Mike, bro, when I told you I keep it a buck and I'm 100%, I do. It's hard to get Mike to be brutally honest or raw and uncut. It's dope though. It's fun. You have fun sometimes. You have fun doing cool things, you know. And Mike knows how to make hits, man. Mike knows how to make big records, but it's just it's different worlds. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was really dope when Mike brought us on tour. But working with Mike in the studio, it's hard to kind of get anywhere. You know, and I think that he's looking for a different thing. We had fun when we did We Major, though, because I think that he was kind of, you know, going towards the realm more that we were in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was more of our, and that's why he brought us on. It was clear that, you know, we were specializing in that, and that's why he was really down with demigods. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was rocking with us really heavy during that time period, and Mike helped out with a ton of shit, and we toured all over the place and had a fucking blast. But you know, working with Mike is just, you know, it's tough. Maybe it's because we're so far apart on what we do. Maybe he doesn't feel like, you know, I don't know. Maybe he thinks our shit is too underground.
Did you feel that way before, or was this like feelings like after that mixtape, like later on in life?
Yeah, just years of working with Mike, because there's a long span. It wasn't like one catalyst or one thing. It just got to the point where, you know, it just more difficult and more difficult. And then, you know, I think when Ryu and I and Self and I, when all of us have been down with each other for damn near 30 years, and we're all like brothers and we're bonded in being close, and we're committed to each other. You know what I'm saying? We're committed to being down with each other. You know what I'm saying? AOTP, bro, we fight like we're siblings, some of us. You know what I'm saying? We fight like we're blood related, but I'm always committed. You know, that's the thing. Like, I'm committed to these guys. We stay in this, we're a family. And with Mike, I just think it was a phase of his life where he thought our shit was slick and cool. But then, you know, he moves on to another album. There's no hide nor hair of anybody. And he puts whoever else is the flavor of the month on the shit, because that's just what somebody does. And I can't fault him for that. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just saying it's not the same, you know? It's not the same as like crew and somebody who's close and tight.
I get you. So did some of those feelings come from seeing how the Styles of Beyond situation played out on the label?
Yeah, just everything. I think just that the Styles of Beyond situation, I don't think they really knew what to do with Styles of Beyond. And I don't think at that time, I came in, I got paid a gang of money to come in and work on that album and do a lot of shit. I did so much shit on that album. Vin Scully and Cheap Shot to everybody. Everybody was all hands on deck. There's a lot of shit that I wrote and brought and contributed to, like, you know, and ideas and concepts, the fucking Pirate song, a lot of these. We all worked together, man. You know, like, I was there for the whole fucking thing. We were working out of this studio in Reseda, and that was the best time. Like, me and Ryu, I used to live with Ryu. Ryu's one of my closest friends on earth. That's my brother, right? Like, his kids are like my niece and nephew. His wife is like my sister. His mom is like my second mom, Maureen, Candy, the kids. Shout out to all of them. I love them, my family, right? Ryu and I were having a fucking blast when we were working on Styles of Beyond, Wanna Snuggle album, and Get Busy Committee all at the same time, right? That we were just having the most fucking fun, man. We were just living crazy, doing fun ass shit, running around, always inspired. and we were working with Scoop DeVille a lot at that point. It was just dope, man.
Was there ever any talks about you signing to Machine Shop, or you just wanted to stay away from majors in general at that time?
Yeah, I don't think there was any talk of me. I just, it wasn't my bag. And also I was just really paying attention. I was definitely gun shy after Atlantic, right? And I was just paying attention to what was going on with them and realizing it couldn't have been the same situation. And actually, I just like 2 days ago, I spoke to my man Dave, who worked at Machine Shop during that time period. And it's so funny because I just literally just spoke to him. Dave Parker, shout out Dave. And now Dave works at Empire up in the Bay, who's a big label. And Dave was great, though. There was so many people who were great at the label. I just didn't think it came together, you know? And I don't think there was any cohesive idea, you know? And Mike signed them to Machine Shop, but there was no, and I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I'm just saying there was no curation to make their album similar to a Fort Minor or make it have any hits. It was just a really dope underground hip hop album. But I just, you know, if they were going to do it on that label, maybe they should have had more. Maybe, you know, Mike and somebody should have took and been like, yo, let's get a little more of a formula. Like, we're trying to blast this shit the fuck off, you know?
When I spoke to Ryu about it, he seemed, you know, like forgiving of it. But
Sure.
I've seen also online that people said that Talk was the one that really took it a lot more personal against Mike, but he wasn't as close to Mike, I think.
Oh, I don't know. I can't attest to that. I didn't see anything like that. I genuinely don't know.
Got you. So if you would sum up what it was like working with Mike and your relationship with him overall, how would you sum that up?
I learned a lot. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for the time it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like something. It was like something casual in a good time period, as opposed to, like, you know, a long-standing relationship. You know what I'm saying? It was, but it was a lot. It was a fucking blast. You know, I didn't align with that, all that kind of music, but it was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of just, you know, wacky shit too. There was also just, I don't know, man. There's a lot to it, but it was cool. It was cool for the most part.
Wait, did you go on the tour internationally where G Unit was there?
Nah, we went to I didn't go on that one with the G Unit, the international. I didn't go on any international. I did Fort Minor tour, and I did the Project Rev with them, whatever year that was.
What was it like being on the road?
It was. I mean, the Project Rev tour. We had the most futuristic, fly ass tour bus. We had runners going and buying us everything anytime we ever needed anything. You know what I'm saying? I had a fucking smash time.
The racist bus driver?
That was the Fort Minor tour. Pete, the racist bus driver, was fucking crazy, bro. Crazy. Like, he had a fucking, like, tumor on his ass. You guys got to watch my podcast.
Yeah, that's what.
See that shit, right? If you want to hear the whole Pete story. But that shit was it was unbelievable. It was like beyond fucking comprehension that happened.
All right, can you clear up? Because when I interviewed Ryu, he seems to not really remember a lot, man. He does not remember how you guys really met. It might have been through he said that he just remembers picking up the phone. He was given the phone, and it was you on the other line, and he spoke to you. And I asked if it was because, Cheap Shot. Cheap Shot handed him the phone, and I asked him, did Cheap Shot become cool with you because of, like, AOL, you know, chat rooms about, like, hip hop or something like that? He couldn't remember.
Listen, I barely remember too. That's how long we've been friends. I don't even know what fucking year that was. It was forever ago. And Self knew Cheap Shot. And then I had linked up with Cheap Shot, and I was a fan of theirs. I played their records on my radio show before I had any records out. Or maybe Jedi Mind Tricks had come out, but I played 2000 Fold on their radio show. And I didn't even know them yet. I was such a fan of 2000 Fold. I had the vinyl, the CD, and the tape, bro. I would play the vinyl on the fucking radio. I would play the CD, and I had the tape. I would rock all the time in my car. I had a shitty car at the time. And fucking I was such a fan of them. So when I linked with them, it was dope to me. I loved them. They were really ill rappers to me and guys who make great songs. And then Ryu and I just clicked like a motherfucker. We were like the movie Best Friends, you know what I'm saying? Or no, Step Brothers. That's what it is. We were just like boom, you know what I'm saying? Just brothers right from the jump. And we would rock with each other every day. We never, or like almost never, ever argued or beefed with each other. And it was dope.
Which EP is it that he appeared on?
His first Demigods appearance. We rocked with them first on Megadeth. And then it wasn't until Killmatic that Ryu was on a Demigod song. And we had done stuff like Sound of the Clap. No, it's not Sound of the Clap. Clap. Just clap your hands and say
Demigod's
yeah.
Clap, right?
Right. Killmatic was the first appearance of Ryu and them on an actual Demigods track, but we had been working before that. Got
you. Okay. So, it always appeared that Talk was more like extended family, but Ryu was like really working with you guys like within the fold more. And when I asked Ryu about this, he said that you, Self, and him just clicked more as friends, while Talk was more on a rapping level. So that's why he like worked with you guys more. Would you say that? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I got along with Talk. Talk was cool, but Talk was just, he lived his own life. He did his own thing. We just happened to hang out, like we were just all tighter, that's just how it fell, like I love Cheap Shot. Cheap Shot's the fucking homie, but Cheap Shot didn't hang out as much as, me and Ryu did. I talked to Vin Scully all the time, but we, and now Vin Scully was around a lot too, but it was definitely Ryu and I hung out with we hung out more than anybody did,